Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one problem regarding block diagram reduction rules. So before that, one positive note: it doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you don't stop. So with this positive note we will start our discussion. So block diagram reduction rules, problem 1. So this is the first problem. So here you have to find out the transfer function by using block diagram reduction rules. So the transfer function is the ratio of output to the input. So for this block diagram, the input is R and the output is C. So you have to find out C by R value. So we are having different block diagram reduction rules. If two blocks are connected in series, first rule, or two blocks are connected in parallel, or eliminating the feedback path, and so on. So if you observe this block diagram, there is no direct series connection of blocks and there is no direct parallel combination of blocks, and here we are having the feedback loop. Here G1 and H forms the feedback loop, but here we are having one takeoff point. So if you move this takeoff point after the block G1, then you are getting the feedback path. So by using eliminating feedback path rule, you can reduce this diagram. So here we are having one feedback path, but here we are having one takeoff point. So if you move this takeoff point after the block G1, then you need to eliminate this. You are having the path to eliminate this feedback path. So the first step is you have to move the takeoff point after the block G1. So whenever you are moving the takeoff point after the block G1, so moving the takeoff point after the block. So moving the takeoff point after the block. So whenever you are moving the takeoff point after the block, so here moving the takeoff point after the block, you have to add one more block which is having the gain of 1 by whatever the value you are having here. So whenever you are moving the takeoff point after the block, so here we are moving this takeoff point after the block G1. So whenever you are moving the takeoff point after the block, you have to add one more block here which is having the gain of 1 divided by G1. So moving the takeoff point after the block, and I am adding one block which is having the gain of 1 by G1. So if you observe this circuit, if you observe this block diagram, here 1 by G1 and G3 are connected in series. So whenever two blocks are connected in series, we can represent these two in single block which is having the gain of G3 by, which is having the gain of multiplication of individual gains, which is having the gain of multiplication of individual gains. So here these two blocks 1 by G1 and G3 are connected in series. So we have to represent this one in single block which is having the gain of multiplication of individual block gains. So here those two blocks are connected in series. So I am representing that with G3 by G1. So if you observe these two, G3 by G1 block and G2, so this is the path, one forward path input to output and one more forward path like this. So G3 by G1 and G2, these two blocks are connected in parallel. So whenever the two blocks are connected in parallel, the overall this combination is represented by the single block which is having the gain of addition of individual block gains. So in the previous one, these two blocks are connected in series. So this is represented with only single block which is having the gain of multiplication of individual block gains, that is G3 by G1. So if you observe this G3 by G1 and G2, so here one forward path, the path from input to output, and one more forward path input to output. So if you observe the arrow marks, so these two blocks are connected in parallel. So the overall gain is the addition of individual block gains, that is G3 by G1 plus G2. So I am representing this total circuit, this dotted circuit path with single block which is having the gain of individual addition of individual block gains, that is G2 plus G3 by G1. So G2 plus G3 by G1. So if you observe this one, this is the feedback path. So from G1 it is again going back to input. So this is the feedback path. So you have to eliminate this feedback path. So here we are having the negative symbol, that is negative feedback. So in order to eliminate the feedback path, you have to consider forward path gain G1 divided by 1. If it is positive feedback, that is if you are getting here positive symbol, then it is 1 minus. If you are having negative feedback, then 1 plus. So G1 by 1 negative feedback plus, so G1 by 1 plus total loop gain, that is G1 into H. So I am eliminating this feedback path and I am representing this total circuit with the single block which is having the gain of G1 by 1 plus G1 into H. So G1 by 1 plus G1 into H. So after eliminating the feedback, you are having two blocks. These two blocks again connected in series. So whenever you are having two blocks which are connected in series, so the overall gain is the multiplication of individual block gains. So this total is represented by the single block which is having the value of multiplication of individual gains. So the first block gain is G1 by 1 plus G1 into H. The second block gain is G2 plus G3 by G1. So we have to reduce this expression. So G1, so here we are having G2 plus G3 by G1. Do the LCM. So G2 G1 plus G3 G1 by G1, that is multiplied with G1 by 1 plus G1 into H. So here G1 and G2 G1 gets cancelled and finally you are getting G1 G2 plus G3 by 1 plus G1 into H. So we are reducing this complex diagram and we are representing this complex diagram in a single block which is having the gain of G1 G2 plus G3 by 1 plus G1 into H. So by using block diagram reduction rules, we can reduce complex circuits into simple form. So thank you all. Hope you get some knowledge about the block diagram reduction rules. So in the next class we will discuss some more problems related to the block diagram reduction techniques.